Welcome back to Apex Sci-Fi. The universe runs on energy. To travel between stars, civilizations need power sources that defy imagination. Antimatter, dark energy, fusion. We assume that advanced aliens have solved the energy crisis with complex math and exotic physics. But nature is often smarter than engineering. Consider the hamster. A creature that consumes a minimal amount of grain and water, yet possesses the ability to run at full speed for 8 hours straight, going absolutely nowhere, driven by a biological imperative that no one understands. To us it's a pet. To a physicist, it's a violation of the law of conservation of energy. What would happen if an alien fleet, stranded with empty fuel tanks, discovered this biological anomaly? Today's story is about the crew of the Star Dreader. They were stranded in Earth's orbit running on fumes. They scanned the planet for a high-output energy signature. They didn't find a nuclear plant. They found Mr. Tubby in a bedroom in New Jersey. This is the story of how a $10 rodent saved a billion-credit starship. If you have a pet that runs around at 3 a.m. for no reason, smash that like button. You own a generator. And if you want to see an alien engineer treat a sunflower seed like a fuel rod, subscribe and ring the bell. Powering up the main reactor. High Engineer ZYX stood on the bridge of the Imperial Dreadnought Star Dreader. The lights were dim. The air recyclers were on low power. The ship was dying. They had exhausted their supply of dilithium crystals while fleeing from the Galactic Federation. Now they were drifting in the backwater system of Sol, waiting to freeze to death. Status report. Captain Vorg croaked from his command chair. Critical, Captain, ZYX replied, tapping a flickering console. Main reactor is at 2%. Life support failing in 4 hours. We need a power source. Something dense. Something infinite. Scan the local planet, Vorg ordered. Look for nuclear fission. Look for geothermal vents. ZYX adjusted the sensors. He scanned the continents below. Suddenly an alarm blared. A massive spike of kinetic energy was detected in a sector known as suburban New Jersey. Captain? ZYX shouted. I have found it. A localized energy signature of impossible consistency. It has been outputting rotational torque at 500 revolutions per minute for 6 hours without fluctuation. There is no heat waste. There is no exhaust. It is perpetual motion. Vorg sat up. Perpetual motion? That is impossible. It violates the third law of thermodynamics. The sensors do not lie, sir. The device is small, portable, and it is generating enough potential energy to jumpstart the warp core. Retrieve it, Vorg commanded. Do not damage the mechanism. The fate of the Empire rests on this device. An extraction team beamed down into the bedroom of 10-year-old Timmy. The room was dark, illuminated only by a nightlight. The aliens, clad in stealth armor, approached the source of the energy reading. It sat on a dresser. A colorful construct of plastic tubes and metal bars. Inside, the reactor core was spinning. Squeak, squeak, squeak. It was a wheel. And inside the wheel was a biological component. A small, furry, white and brown organism. It ran. And ran. And ran. ZYX, watching via video link, was awestruck. Look at the efficiency. The biocomponent is perfectly integrated into the mechanical rotor. It does not stop to recalibrate. It does not overheat. It is the perfect machine. Sir, the field agent whispered. There is fuel scattered on the floor of the containment unit. Wood shavings. And these, dried pellets. Secure the fuel. ZYX ordered. Those pellets must be highly concentrated dark matter. Handle with extreme caution. If you drop one, it might blow a hole in the crust. The team carefully lifted the cage. Mr. Tubby the hamster didn't stop running. He barely noticed the teleportation beam. He had a job to do, running nowhere, and he was a professional. Back on the ship, the engineering bay was prepped. The massive antimatter chamber was opened. The extraction team placed the plastic cage inside the containment field. Hook it up, ZYX ordered. Bypass the main injectors. We will draw power directly from the kinetic rotation of the wheel. The engineers worked feverishly. They duct-taped superconducting cables to the plastic bars of the hamster wheel. They attached magnetic dynamos to the axle. Mr. Tubby kept running. Squeak, squeak, squeak. The lights on the ship flickered. Then they stabilized. Power levels rising, a technician shouted. 5%, 10%, 20%. The output is stable. The creature is generating gigawatts of clean energy. It is a miracle, ZYX whispered, tears in his eyes. The biologicals of this planet have solved the entropy problem. They are gods. But then disaster struck. The squeaking stopped. The lights dimmed. The hum of the engine died. Report. Captain Vorg yelled over the intercom. Why did we lose power? ZYX ran to the containment chamber. Mr. Tubby had stopped running. He was sitting in the middle of the wheel, cleaning his face with his paws. The reactor has entered a maintenance cycle. ZYX panicked. It is grooming itself. Override it. Vorg screamed. We have enemy ships on radar. We need warp speed now. I cannot override it. ZYX yelled back. It is biological. It has free will. It is chilling. The engineers gathered around the cage. They were terrified. The fate of the crew depended on the mood of a rodent. Maybe it needs fuel, a junior technician suggested. He held up a pair of tongs carrying one of the dark matter pellets, a yogurt drop. Careful. ZYX warned. Do not destabilize the core. The technician slowly inserted the yogurt drop through the bars. Mr. Tubby sniffed. His whiskers twitched. He grabbed the treat. He stuffed it into his cheek pouches. It has absorbed the fuel. ZYX noted. Cheek capacity is immense. It is storing the matter for later combustion. Mr. Tubby finished the snack. He looked at the aliens. He looked at the wheel. He yawned. And then, he curled up into a ball and went to sleep. Critical failure. ZYX screamed. The core has gone dormant. It is entering sleep mode. Wake it up. Wake it up. They tried tapping on the glass. Tap, tap. Mr. Tubby opened one eye, annoyed, and went back to sleep. It ignores us. ZYX wailed. It is arrogant. It knows we need it. The enemy fleet is locking weapons. Vorg shouted. ZYX, do something. ZYX looked around the lab. He saw the human's fuel reserve bag. He saw a picture of a sunflower on it. He grabbed a handful of seeds. Manual injection. ZYX yelled. He opened the cage door. He held the seeds in front of Mr. Tubby's nose. The nose twitched. The eyes opened. The beast smelled the premium fuel. Mr. Tubby stood up. ZYX pulled his hand back slowly, luring the creature onto the wheel. That's it, ZYX whispered, sweating. Come to the reactor. Mr. Tubby stepped onto the wheel. ZYX threw the seeds in. Mr. Tubby began to run. He realized he couldn't reach the seeds while running, so he ran faster, thinking he would catch up to them. The wheel spun. Squeak, 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 squeak. The dynamo screamed. The power gauge shot up. 100%, the technician yelled. 150%. He is sprinting. He is going supercritical. Engage warp drive. ZYX commanded. The Stardreader shot forward. The acceleration was brutal. They blasted past the enemy fleet, leaving a trail of ion distortion and hamster bedding. They crossed the galaxy in minutes. Inside the cage, Mr. Tubby ran like the wind, fueled by the promise of seeds and the confused adrenaline of space travel. When they finally reached safe territory, the ship slowed down. Mr. Tubby slowed down. He panted. He looked around. He found a seed stuck in the bedding. He ate it. ZYX fell to his knees before the cage. All hail the Grand Turbine, ZYX prayed. The furry engine. The savior of the fleet. Captain Vorg walked into engineering. He looked at the hamster. Is this it? Vorg asked. This is the God machine? Yes, Captain. Make him an admiral, Vorg ordered. And get him more yogurt drops. Back on Earth, Timmy woke up. He looked at his dresser. The cage was gone. Mom? Timmy yelled. Did you move Mr. Tubby? No, honey. Timmy looked out the window. He saw a shooting star fading into the distance. He must have run away, Timmy sighed. I hope he found a good home. Mr. Tubby did find a good home. He is now the central deity of the Xylothian Empire. He lives in a gold-plated cage the size of a palace. He has a harem of hamsters. He eats the finest seeds in the quadrant. And whenever the Empire needs to conquer a new world, they just show Mr. Tubby a picture of a broccoli floret, and the fleet jumps to lightspeed. The aliens still haven't figured out fusion. But they know that the most powerful force in the universe isn't physics. It's the zoom eyes. This has been Apex Sci-Fi. We look for infinite energy in the stars, but maybe it was running in a wheel in our bedroom all along. If your pet has more energy than a nuclear plant, hit that like button. Comment below, what fuels your pet's midnight crazy run? Subscribe. And keep the cage door locked. You never know who is watching. System idle.